What's good? What's good, everyone? I hope you are doing absolutely fantastic. And welcome, welcome, welcome to today's ASMR video. Alright, right off the bat, before we get started with the video, I just wanna apologize if I sound off. That's because I am terribly sick. I've been very sick in the past few days. I caught a nasty cold and it's been killing me. I'm actually starting to think maybe it's COVID because it's very intense and it's going for way too long. I will get tested tomorrow and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's not COVID. But yeah, also, I want to say sorry for not whispering in this video. It's gonna be mostly soft speaking, and that's because I keep going out of breath fairly often, so I cannot really whisper. If you prefer whispering, I apologize. Just bear with me for this video, okay? Also, when I need to, I'm gonna mute the mic, that way you don't hear any gross sounds. I'm actually gonna do it right now. I'm very sorry. But yeah, in today's video, I want to talk about why I quit streaming. I used to stream very frequently in 2024, almost every day, if not every other day. But I stopped around early December, late November last year for a variety of reasons. I wrote a bunch of bullet points here. That way I don't lose track because I have the attention span of a fly. But yeah, the first reason why I quit streaming and why I prefer doing this, making content on YouTube. First reason, it's time consuming. The average stream takes around 4 to 6 hours, like a good proper stream. You can do less than that, but it's not really optimal for the Twitch algorithm. If you want good results, you gotta stay consistent and you gotta stream for a reasonable amount, which is 4 to 6 hours. That is a huge, humongous chunk of your day gone streaming. So, yeah, I was fine doing that for a while, but it got very exhausting at one point, having to stream every single day for hours and hours. Especially, with what comes with those hours. It's not just the hours. If you're enjoying yourself in those hours, that's fine. But you're not. When you're streaming, you're doing a bunch of things. You're multitasking. You're not just playing a game, and that's what it looks like to most people. You're just playing a game and streaming it. It's way more than that. If you don't believe me, try to stream yourself and try to have not a big audience, because I don't have a big audience myself, but just just a small audience. Just have the chat be alive, and you will get what I mean. So that's the first reason. Time consuming. 4 to 6 hours out of my day is a lot. I can spend that time doing more productive things, to be honest. Because, streaming is a very, very slow grind. It's a extremely, extremely slow grind. Like, it is painfully slow. Unless you already have an audience on YouTube and you redirect them to Twitch, or I don't know, you are an e-girl. But if you are just a regular fat dude like me, and you're just playing video games, and it's gonna take you bloody ages to no, just any growth, and that's just the sad reality. Yeah. Second, uh, second reason, uh, constant yapping. When you're streaming, uh, let's say you stream for 4 or 6 hours a day, you gotta be constantly talking in those 4 to 6 hours. Streaming is not like playing the game yourself and just vibing. No, that's not how it works when you're streaming. When you're streaming, even if no one is watching, you gotta talk. You have to talk. You need to just commentate on what you're playing and just talk. Because if someone stumbles upon your stream and you're not talking, nobody's gonna watch that shit. Just watch the gameplay by itself. Nah, nobody's gonna watch that shit. I assure you, bro. You have to talk. You have to be interactive. You have to be funny. You have to, basically just be engaging. Give the viewer a reason to stay in your stream, interact with you, and to watch. And you should not be like, oh, well, I will talk if someone talks to me. That's not how it works. You should be talking even if no one is talking to you. Just commentating on what you're doing. Just fucking yapping. You gotta do it. It's exhausting. Especially if your personality is like me. I am very introverted. I am not a talkative person in real life. I do not talk a lot in real life. Like, if you know me in real life, you know that I don't talk a lot. So it's extremely uncomfortable to me to constantly yap. Some people are like that. They're blessed like that. They're social. They're social creatures. They're the life of the party in groups and shit. Like they're blessed with the talking thing. I'm not. So to constantly yap for 5 or 6 hours is exhausting. Also, I gotta yap in English. English is not my native language, so that is an extra step that I'm giving my brain. Like, first of all, I gotta focus on the game, okay? I gotta perform well in the game, because nobody wanna watch shit gameplay. I gotta focus on the game. I gotta read the chat, because a lot of people are typing, and you gotta read everyone's fucking message. No offense, but listen, I love you guys. Why am I making this video? But, like, my brain, I gotta focus on the gameplay, right? I gotta read the chat, every single message, every single one of them. I gotta formulate a response in my brain, because people, like, if they type you a fucking paragraph and you reply with yep, they will take offense to that. Yep, they will. They will take it as, you're not interested, or you're low, or low on energy, or you just don't fuck with them anymore. You got, if they write you a big paragraph or like a question, you gotta answer them with a proper paragraph as well. You cannot just say yeah, or I don't know, or no. You can't say that. You gotta talk. You gotta yap. And yeah. Also, I'm doing all this in a language that is not my native language. My English may not be the worst, but I am making an effort to translate my thoughts from Arabic, which is my native language, to English. And yeah, it's an added effort. So that's another reason. Excuse me. Third reason, it's expensive. It is expensive. If you wanna be a variety streamer, which is not a good idea, by the way. I don't advise anyone to be a variety streamer. If you are like a small content creator and you want to be a streamer and you want to do variety, you're not getting anywhere, brother. Trust me on that. Unless you have another audience from somewhere and you direct them to Twitch, you're not getting fucking noticed. I can give you the stamp and sign on it. You're not getting noticed. Today you're playing, I don't know. What's a game I have? The Last of Us. Tomorrow you're playing Mortal Kombat. The other day you're playing FIFA. Nah, that's not how you grow on Twitch. Some big content creators do that, but they got big doing or no life in one game, and then since now they have a huge audience, they can afford to do variety. You're not the same as them. If you have no followers and you just keep jumping all over the place when it comes to games, you're not building shit. I'm just saying. Also, and even if you want to, spice it up and stuff, it's expensive, bro. Games are expensive, man. Games are extremely expensive. A new release is $70. Do you know how much $70 is? $70? And a game gets released every other day, bro. Like, that's a lot of money. I don't give a fuck if you are from the US, the UK, Canada, Switzerland, any first world country where, I know I'm from a third world country, so money is not the same. $70 to you is not the same to me. To me, it's a huge. To you, it's a decent amount. But to me, it's like, I know. But even if you're from those first world countries, $70 is a lot of money for one game. And another game comes out, and there's a hype around that game, and you gotta jump on the hype, and you gotta spend another $70. And even if you get them on sale, it adds up. It's a lot of money, dude. It's a lot of money to just spend on games. There's more to life than just games. Life has bills that it keeps throwing at you. There's a lot of expenses in life. Like, games are like your last priority, and when it comes to streaming, you just, if you want to jump on the hype of new releases and stuff, you gotta be fucking spending a lot of money. And especially if you get like suggestions as well. Some streamers, they do like game goal, like, if we reach this amount of money, I will buy this game and stream it, if it's like a highly requested game in their community. But yeah, other than that, like, to be just shelling out $50, $40, $70 every time from your pocket, especially if you're not making that money back, and you bet your sweet peepee you're not making that money back when you're a small streamer. You're not making shit when you're a small streamer. You're barely making scraps. So it's just not a profitable investment. It's just a lot, you're just losing money. And you could be like, we'll just have fun. Like, I played so many games. At this point, I'm sick of games. I'm actually sick of games. I just play 1 or 2 games, jump around between them, or 3 games, and that's it. Like, I don't have this burning passion to play games anymore. I'm getting old. I'm 28. I'm 27, but I'm gonna be 28 next month. I'm sick of games. I don't give a shit about games as much as I used to. I got other priorities, other goals in my life that I gotta focus on. So shelling out $70, $60, $50 on fucking games is just, it's out of the equation. Unless I'm making thousands of dollars from streaming, then yeah, I can afford to make that investment because I will make my money back. But I'm not. And yeah, speaking of making money, you don't make money when you're a small streamer. I have a very lovely, generous community, and even then, like, I have one of them, the best communities you can ever ask for, and they support me a lot when I stream. But still, Twitch takes like 70% of that money. This video is not ASMR at this point, by the way. But yeah, I'm actually shouting quite a lot. Apologies, I'm quite passionate about this subject. But yeah, I have a very generous, lovely community, and they gift a lot of subs and stuff. And by the way, Twitch takes like 70% of that money. Excuse me. I know they say that they take 50% in their terms of service. They don't. I promise you that. I don't know if they tax me or I don't know, but they take more than 70%. If you gift me a sub on Twitch, I keep saying that to my community, but I don't want to keep shoving it in people's faces because that would be, kind of disrespectful and I'm just begging for money when I'm not. But I just want to emphasize on that point. If you gift a sub, which is worth $5 on Twitch, I get like $1.50 from that five. And my lovely, generous community, sometimes they go crazy with like, especially Kevin, for example, or you Too Easy or Dan, like 50 gifted subs. Kevin comes in hot with 50 gifted subs. You Too Easy as well with like 10 or 20 gifted. Lindsay as well. Like that's a lot of money that you're spending. I'm not getting shit. Like you're spending $150 on subs, and Twitch gives me 45. You know what I mean? Like they take a lot of money. They take a huge cut, which is not good. Yeah. Now, if the money was donated through PayPal, then I will take all of it. But since it's through Twitch, Twitch takes all of it. Same with YouTube. YouTube, if you donate through Super Chat, they take all your money, bro. They take like 60 or 70% of that money. I remember to this day when I streamed once, and one of my lovely viewers, Sheby's dead. I'm not sure if he still watches the channel. It was a crazy stream. I got around like $400 of worth of donations that stream. That was like 2 years ago, and I got $125 out of it from 400. There's a crazy cut that you're taking, YouTube. Same with Twitch. So, long story short, it's not profitable. Like, this is how much I'm making on Twitch. Let me show you. Like, it's a huge time investment. I actually have 2 subscribers now. Everyone unsubbed. Fair enough, I don't stream as often. Also, most of it is from gifted subs, so some people, or most people, do not renew the sub. Let me show you. So this is December. This is how much I got. $27 in December. November. $58 in November. How much hours I streamed? 11 hours. I stopped streaming around this time. 41 hours. $41. I think this month was crazy. September was crazy. No, $39. See, it's just the time invested to return on investment financially is just, it's not worth it. I know as a viewer you just look at it, you're just trying to get entertained, which is fair enough. It's your right, and I'm here to entertain you with pleasure. But the more you do it, the more you're like, okay, this gotta go somewhere, otherwise what the fuck I'm doing with my life? I'm 27, about to be 28. If I'm gonna commit to something, and I'm ready to commit to it for a while, and I committed to it for like 3 years. I committed to YouTube for a while as well, but YouTube is less stressful. Like even if it doesn't pay off right now, it doesn't take a lot from my day. I make these videos in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I have the whole day to me. Streaming, no. I gotta stream 7 or 8 hours a day, 6 hours. That's the whole day, bro. So after a while, you gotta be like, okay, I gotta be making something. Like I'm not gonna be living off laughs. I gotta, yeah. Especially after you do it for like 2-3 years, like it's gotta show some sign of promise. Also, one thing I forgot to mention about variety. You don't do variety because it's not good for growth. So what you should do is no life in a particular game, because you will have higher chances of growing if you know life, specifically a multiplayer game. that does not have a huge audience. You should like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex Legends. That's not good for business, bro. It has a lot of competition. If you stream it, you will be at the bottom of the barrel. Nobody will check out your stream. If I type Apex Legends and you have one viewer, you are nowhere to be seen in 5 or 6 fucking pages, and nobody's gonna go next page, next page, next page, next page to find you. So you should stream a game that does not that is still alive but does not have a huge competition. So as a result, I streamed DBD, Dead by Daylight, for a while, and then I streamed Mortal Kombat for a while. And some people can do it just fine, like they can no life a game and just play that game for the rest of their lives. I know friends who play just one game and they're fine and they still love it. 6,000, 7,000 hours into the game, they still have a burning passion to learn and get good. I don't have that. Like I don't give a shit, bro, about no. I'm 28, bro. I'm not gonna play no life a game for 7 or 8,000 hours. No, no, no. Also, it's not good for mental health, bro. Especially those games. They're multiplayer games, and multiplayer games, they feed off your mental energy. They're toxic. They're full of toxicity. They're full of, they're frustrating. They're competitive, and if if you want to grow, you only play that game. Yes, you're getting followers because you're no life in the fuck out of that game. When I used to no life DBD or MK, I used to get new followers every single day, 4 or 5 new followers, which is good considering the size of my channel. But 4, 5, 6 hours a day of that game for years, every single day, 4, 5, 6 hours of that game for years is crazy. Like, you finish, like, when I was streaming MK or DBD for 5 or 4 or 6 hours a day, I would finish the day and I would start crying. No joke. I would start crying. Why? Because it was, holy shit. I would play, first of all, for example, MK or DBD. Let's just take an example with MK. So many combos, so many characters. You gotta learn frame data. If you play fighting games, you will know this shit. You gotta understand how your opponent is played and how your character is played, and so many mind games, and like your brain, long story short, your brain must be fully present. It's not a background game, and most multiplayer games are not background games. Same with DBD. They're not background games, so your brain must be fully present during the whole 4 or 6 hours of streaming. Not only that, your brain must be fully present with the game, you gotta fucking yap for 6 hours, talk to chat, answer them so nobody get their feelings hurt, because people are so sensitive nowadays. If you respond just with a quote-unquote underwhelming response, and you're cooked, but people don't know that. They will take offense to that. So you gotta be overly energetic the whole 6 hours, and you're yapping and you're playing and you're paying attention to the game or paying attention to the chat. It's mentally exhausting, bro. And to do that every single day for years, like, I had to stop playing DBD and MK because it was actually killing me. Like, I know it sounds serious, but I developed anger issues playing those games, man. Multiplayer games. It started with DBD, but MK, it's fun game, but to no life it for 6 hours a day while you yap is just too much. It's too much. So yeah. Same with Valorant or CSGO, or you gotta be constantly mentally present, and it's too much. Okay, what else? Yeah, toxicity. These games are very toxic. When I used to stream DBD, I would get a bunch of survivors, because I would play killer. A bunch of survivors in my chat every other match telling me that I suck, and why did you tunnel me? Why did you camp me? Why did you kill me even though I'm a killer? Why did you breathe? Why did you smile? Like, They just come, cuss you out, and leave. And you may be like, well, you gotta have thick skin if you stream. Yes, and I developed somewhat thick skin, but I'm also a human being. If you keep slamming the fuck out of me for 6 hours a day, every single day, at some point that thick skin will become soft and I will lash the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's you can only handle so much. Also, you're not supposed to have thick skin. Like when I stream or when I decide to play the game, I should be like, oh, let's have some fun, not let's get bullied for 6 hours. And that's what happens when I used to stream DBD. A very toxic community. Same with MK, but not as bad as DBD. DBD was crazy. Uh, but yeah. And if you stream story games, nobody's gonna watch that, bro. I promise you. Like, don't come at me with that bullshit. Like, if whenever someone says, "Well, just stream what you like, man," shut the fuck up. You have no idea what you're talking about, bro. I'm not streaming because I just want to kill time. I'm not streaming because this is my hobby. I'm trying to make this a career. So I gotta do what works. Streaming a game that was released in 2012 just because it looks good or it has a good story, like that's not good for business. You know what I mean? Like, it kills me when people be like, "Oh, just play what you want, man." Shut up, shut up, just shut up. Just stream and try to make it a career, and you'll understand. If you stream a game that will not work for your channel for reasons I explained, you are basically wasting time. You're just wasting time. You're not taking chances. That's not gonna work. You're wasting time. If your goal is to make a career out of that, you're wasting time. If it's just a hobby for you and you don't give a shit, then play whatever you want. Play Tetris if you want. It doesn't matter. But if your goal is to actually make a career out of that, you're just wasting time. You gotta stream what works. Like it or not, the stats don't give a fuck about your feelings. So yeah. And yeah, the numbers as well. The numbers. You would be streaming for a while, for months, for years, and the numbers just do not go up, and you just begin to question yourself. What am I doing with my life? What am I? I'm wasting my time here. What am I doing with my life? The numbers are very hard to grow, especially on Twitch. Their algorithm is crazy. So yeah, that's why I decided to start making content on YouTube instead, because it's chill. I like making this content. It's actually educational, it's beneficial in a way. It's relaxing, it helps people relax, it has a certain purpose. And it doesn't take a lot from my day. If it works, great. I would love for this to work. I've been investing a lot of time and effort into these, both YouTube and Twitch and everything. So if it works, great, that's what I want. If it doesn't work, at least I'm only investing like 20 or 30 minutes out of my day to make the videos, then it's not that big of a deal. Otherwise, streaming 6-8 hours a day, it's just too much. I'm not saying I'm not gonna stream ever, but I will stream occasionally, but just not as hard or as frequently as I used to, because it's just not profitable. It's just not a good deal. If it becomes a good deal, or I manage to grow a community here on YouTube or something that I can redirect to Twitch, then yeah, of course. Yeah, also Twitch requires you to stream games that you don't necessarily enjoy, or the community requests that you don't necessarily enjoy. So you're just like stuck there for hours playing some shit you don't like, and you just gotta pretend that you're enjoying it for the sake of content and for the sake of numbers. It's actually crucifyingly painful. For example, when I used to stream DBD and I gotta put on a smile to everyone who comes to the stream, and I'm like, I wanna kill myself, bro. I hate this game. Or horror games, for example. I don't like horror games at all, but they used to work for my channel at one point. Like I would get like 10, 15 live viewers, which is good for my channel. But I don't like horror games. I don't like them. But yeah, that's what it is. Actually, just rambling now and going around in circles. I hope this video was somewhat. I highly doubt that this video was relaxing, but I at least hope that it was entertaining, maybe beneficial, or something. I don't know. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.